Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Duncan McCollum coming to you from McCollum Wellness Radio. Welcome to another beautiful day in Santa Cruz. I'm so happy to live on the coast. There's so many good, natural, healthy things that you can get out of the air that we breathe, taking walks, making sure that you're drinking a lot of clean water, purified water if you can. Today, what I really want to talk about is what we can do to help ourselves for the holidays, because that oftentimes brings a lot of undue stress, a lot of unknowns come into play, and the healthier your body is, the better off you're going to be in the holidays. So I want to go over some tips that you can incorporate now to help you maintain your health through the holiday. So number one, I think we got to take a look at a little bit of a longer term thing, which is gut health. We can't fix the gut health in a day, but we can definitely start working on it. And we already know that most people have some kind of inflammatory bowel disease in this country, whether it's creating major problems or just affecting your health subliminally. It's something we always need to be aware of, and we need to start doing something about as soon as we can. Now, of course, you can make sure you stay away from bad foods like different sugary foods. Processed food is just, you got to get away from it. If you pay attention to anything that you see, um, either in social media or on the news, talking about the food industry and how bad it has been. Perverted basically into creating this food stuff that's just terrible for us. And if you take a look at the health of the people in our country, we're rated 76% of the people in our country have at least one chronic disease. 76%. That's huge. That's 3 out of 4 people have some kind of chronic disease, and 40% of the children have a chronic disease. Now, anybody that's been around in a while know that when I grew up in the 50s and 60s, chronic disease was almost never heard of with children. Every once in a while, somebody would have, maybe be born with type 1 diabetes or something along that line, but it just wasn't known. Today, there's so much proliferation of this that you got to wonder what's happening. Well, that's a longer story, but suffice it to say, what we're putting in our body has a lot to do with our health, and probably almost everything to do with our health, because it's even what we're putting into our head, what kind of thoughts we're thinking, what kind of things we're looking at on the internet, or what kind of books we're reading, who we hang out with. All of this stuff affects our mental health, and that affects our endocrine system, that is going to affect our overall health. So when we're talking about our gut, we're talking about anything you put in your mouth as it goes down the gullet to the stomach, then it gets into the small intestine, large intestine, all the way along the way, different elements, chemistry is being involved to start to break down and to extract the nutrients from that foodstuffs that you're putting down your gullet. And different parts of the body, just like an assembly line building a car, different parts of that assembly line do different things. As soon as you put food in your mouth, your saliva starts to mix with that food, and that's designed to break down the starches in the food you're chewing. And it's also to get it liquefied. So as you put it down into your stomach, the hydrochloric acid that your cells excrete can start breaking down the protein. And there's also some other enzymes that are excreted that will actually help break down the carbohydrates and fat. Now it goes into your small intestine, where really important, that's where calcium is absorbed in the first 12 inches of your small intestine. That's where calcium is absorbed, and it needs to be absorbed under an acidic environment. Just think about how many people take antacids like Tums or various other things, or even prescription ones, to control heartburn or gastritis. Well, what you're really doing is stopping the body's ability to break down those foods into what they're supposed to, especially in the stomach or the lower part of the stomach, where your food is supposed to be acidified. So when it goes into the small intestine, the first 12 inches, the duodenum, is where calcium is absorbed into the body. How many people, especially the older generations, are calcium deficient? Osteoporosis, osteopenia, mineral deficiency. So it's so important that we start working on our gut. Now, we're talking about the holidays, and this is the gut is more of a long-term thing to handle, but we can still start to do it now. And it will, by even starting now and allowing your digestive system to work well, it will help you get through the holiday season and the flu season and the cold season. And here's how. Because a lot of the bugs that you consume, now many come in airbound, but a lot are on your food. And when it gets into your stomach, your body is designed to break down that food with acids. And those acids and those enzymes also are designed to break down foreign invaders that could be trying to get into your digestive system and into your body. Now, if you don't have a good digestive enzymes, or if you're not producing enough hydrochloric acid, or if you're not, your body isn't able to produce enough of the necessary fluids and chemicals in the foods, those bugs are going to get a hold. They're going to get a stronghold in your gut, and that will affect your overall health. So that's one reason that you want to make sure that you're eating well over the holidays. Now, when we're talking about just up down to the stomach, what are some of the things that are going to affect that health the most? And of course, some of it is the health of uh, the organ itself, the stomach. Do you have ulcers in there? Do you have a weakened intestinal wall? There's so many different things that can be involved in it. So we want to make sure that we're utilizing as much as we can health-wise there. So you want to be taking digestive enzymes, maybe some hydrochloric acid or some bitters when you're eating to help break down the digestive system that way. Now, also, when we look at the health tips, I was recently out in Park City with a group of doctors. We were looking at one of the labs out there, Systemic Formula's new lab, and it was really amazing to see what they do to prepare these supplements. But also, what was very important is that they have a spot where it's a third party testing facility that we went to. And these doctors or these scientists take all the substances that are being made into vitamins and nutrients and they test them for purity, impurities like heavy metals, molds, contaminants, arsenic, very dangerous chemicals, and all these different things, as well as the potency of the herbs or supplements that they're substances that are creating supplements out of. So this is very important that that is done. Now, they were telling us that a lot of times other companies send their supplements to get third-party testing, and it was kind of interesting. A few companies' names were mentioned, which I won't repeat, but that they find that they do have impurities in some of their products or toxins, and the report goes back to the company, but they never get a new product that to test. So whether or not anything's being done about that, we don't know. Now, there's a lot of substances and foodstuffs that come from foreign countries, and very likely a lot of these have not been tested. Not only in the supplements, but a lot of the food we get. The food we get from below the border, above the border, across the seas. Uh, we have to really be careful about organic and what is organic, because now we believe that if we're eating organic food, that we're eating healthy food. But this is not necessarily true, because a lot of the stuff that they allow in to spray our food really, even though it's considered organic, is not naturally healthy for us. So you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. But the thing is, it's important to do the best you can. So now one of the other things is that we went to a plant out there, which is a yogurt plant, where they grow all of their yogurt on coconut milk. And this was really amazing because a lot of people have dairy problems or things along that line. But when they grew this yogurt with coconut, and it's much healthier, much cleaner, doesn't have the mucus aspect of it, but it's also a much healthier substance. So, in fact, when we were out there, they showed us this plant. It was amazing. It's called coconut colt, by the way. And when you go in the plant, if not only is it incredibly clean, everybody's wearing, footies and all different types of protective coating and masks so that we don't get anything into the product. But the yogurt never touches stainless steel and it never touches plastic. So the whole thing is cultivated in glass. And the reason they told us that is because the plastic contaminates it. There's a lot of estrogens that come out of the plastic, as we know. And the metal, stainless steel, can break down and basically kill the live culture. So the reason I'm saying this is because we're talking about gut health. So I think it's really important for the holidays that we actually start to prepare our gut for the plethora of different foods and potentially junky foods that we might be privy to or we might indulge in to some degree. So um, I think it's a really good time right now. We've got a few weeks before the holidays start to eat healthier. Make sure that you're staying away from the bad sugary food right now. Stay away from the gluten food. Start to eat more fresh vegetables and try to buy organic meat as much as you can, because believe it or not, your body's as good as the food you give it. So we want to make sure that we're bolstering ourselves up. It's like getting ready for a marathon. You don't just take a 1 day walk around the block and think you're ready for a marathon. The holidays are a marathon. And so the better prepared you are, the better. So when you think about foods as well and probiotics, you might go get some healthy digestive enzymes from the health food store. So there's broad spectrum enzymes, digestive enzymes that will help break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So those you can just ask for a broad-based digestive enzyme and take it either 15 minutes before you eat or with food is okay. And that's going to help you break down all that food stuff because what happens when you eat food? You're not filling your stomach to be satiated. You're filling your cells. So you have 75 trillion cells in your body that need nutrients. They need sugar and ketones, which is broken down fat, essentially, in order to stay alive. Now, they need water, they need vitamins and minerals, they need to be communicated to with the hormone system, the endocrine system, that's called. The endocrine system needs to be healthy. That's going to take good vitamins, minerals, proteins, um, fats, and the foods, the carbohydrates, the natural sugars you're going to get out of that. Now, vegetables, not too cooked, just a wide array of vegetables are going to give you a lot of minerals. They're going to give you a lot of the vitamins that you need as well. And then you're going to get a lot of the minerals out of the protein you eat. So try to be reasonable. Don't skip meals in a haphazard way. Now, if you know how to fast correctly and you've learned how to do a few where you have one meal a day and then once a week you have 3 meals a day and a lot of times you have 2 meals a day, that's called intermittent fasting. You can find out about that in my book, Turn Back Your Biological Clock. But it's a good idea not to make too big changes without having a plan when you're looking at foods for the holiday. A lot of people are afraid they're going to put on weight. They indulge knowing that they shouldn't, and they don't have their body prepared well enough in advance to take advantage of it. And then that little teeny little cold bug comes around and your body's more vulnerable and you get sick. So we want to try to prevent that. Now, so if you're going to eat, eat in moderation. And if you're going to eat, of course you're going to eat in moderation and watch the snacks. Snacky food is, or snacking between meals actually raises your insulin level. So you constantly have a higher insulin level. When that occurs, it's shutting or it's turning on your digestive system, which automatically shuts down your immune system to that degree because you can't your autonomic nervous system, which is your automatic nervous system, there's two parts, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. You can't drive with your foot on the brake and the gas at the same time. So when you're out functioning in life and you're working and you're trying to get things done and you're exercising or you're handling a stressful situation, your body shuts down the autonomic parasympathetic nervous system to some degree. You don't need to worry about digesting the food in your stomach or the splinter in your finger. You don't have to worry about solving complex problems when you're actually running from stress or you're handling stressful situations. So the body knows how to shift between these two. But a lot of times we get ourselves in the situation where we're doing both at the same time, and it increases the stress load in our body itself, which throws off our hormone system, messes up our digestive system, creates chronic inflammation in the body. And we all know that chronic inflammation leads to chronic disease. So all of this is an attempt to help you turn down the chronic disease so that your body will actually stay functioning healthier this through the holiday season. All right. So another thing that we want to do is make sure that we're drinking plenty of water. Of course, you always hear that, but don't be careful water you drink. A lot of water does have um, things like, well, not only all the toxins from the ground and chlorine. It has fluoride, which is terrible. If you have fluoride in your water, many counties do. And so when you have fluoride in the water, as well as drinking chlorinated water, both of those substances compete with iodine for the thyroid gland. Your thyroid gland is your metabolism regulator gland, and iodine is important for that gland. It will absorb the iodine in the iodine receptors on the thyroid gland to help make thyroid hormone. And there's quite a lengthy progress or process in order to make an active thyroid hormone, which includes your liver working well. And but having the toxins in your body, like the um, chlorine and the um, fluoride, let alone the bromide that you might get from a hot tub and stuff like that, all of that is absorbed into the body. It's all going to compete with the thyroid gland, with iodine. And it's like musical chairs. You're not going to have enough iodine in your thyroid gland. It's going to weaken your body's resistance and weaken your metabolism. So if you are drinking enough water, great. Just make sure that it's purified one way or another. And if you have access to hydrogen water, definitely you should be drinking hydrogen water. Now, we have a hydrogen water machine here in the office. When people come in, they can have a glass before they get treated, and we encourage it. Um, you can also get these online, or you can find them on our website, these little bottles that you press, mccollumwellness.com, and they will make water into hydrogen water. So I'm going to take a short break, and I'm going to bring my staff in to talk to you all about the holidays and what you can do. So I'm going to have you guys introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lena, office manager at McCollum Family Chiropractic.
I'm Victoria, front desk here.
And we just want to hop on and, reiterate that, yeah, the holidays is the most important time that y'all should be taking care of yourselves. You're seeing a bunch of friends and family. You want to make sure that you stay healthy and on top of everything. So let us worry about that and help get you scheduled. You can contact our office and reach out to us.
Yeah, 831-459-9990 will help you schedule an appointment or answer any questions that you might have.
So what do you guys see when people come in and they start getting treatment here? What do you see with their energy level or their ability to move and their overall person, the way that they're expressing themselves?
Yeah, everything goes up. It's always getting increased, whether that's energy, mood, positivity. Everyone's a lot more excited to tackle on their day. We start nice and early and we're here until the afternoon. And I think it's a great way to make sure that, yeah, not only physically, but mentally, your health is just at its best. So that you're able to host your family, your friends, travel if that's what you want to do. We're here to support your lifestyle, and people can live a lot better lives when they come here.
So how do they find us?
You can Google us. We are across from the Capitola Mall. You can give us a call. We'll give you our address. You can find us in many ways.
Now we have a website. What do we have offers on our website?
So many right now. We have a bunch of end of the year specials, including a new patient special. You get a full set of x-rays, consultation, and you get to come back for a follow-up, a peripheral neuropathy special that we talk about plenty of times for $99. You get an exam, thermal images, your first treatment, and again, that follow-up appointment to go through everything, and a $49 soft wave special with the mapping session included.
Wow, that sounds pretty good. So they can call 831-459-9990.
Exactly. We'll be here.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, I'm back. So that was my often awesome staff, some of them, and they're just here to share the holiday spirit of helping you get healthy so that you can enjoy the holidays yourself. Okay. I was talking about hydrogen water and making sure that you drink, 8 ounces a day. Now, sleep is so important, but what happens when you can't sleep? It's like, yeah, I need to sleep, but I can't sleep. I want to go over some tips on easy ways to get to sleep. Definitely, you want to have a wind down period. So, if you have different habits or hobbies that you do, you don't want to just be running around and get in bed and go to sleep, especially online. The blue light from being online. The stimuli, especially the stuff in the news and online these days, is usually not very good. So that's going to cause your hormones to actually be excreted. Stress hormones will be created by watching the stuff on social media that is not favorable to you. And it becomes a habit. It's almost like a drug habit, watching this stuff and being addicted to watching things online. And so you want to be able to, if you're doing that, I understand it's hard to stop, but you got to cut it off before you go to bed, at least a half an hour. Get around some dim lights. Taking a walk after your evening meal is also a really good idea. Maybe 20, 30 minutes, a nice stroll. You can just notice things. If you have somebody to walk with, talk about what you see in the environment, how the day was, maybe some of your goals for the next day. And then do some mild stretching before you go to bed. On my website, we have or on my YouTube channel, you can go to our stretching video, and there's a lot of people have gone up to look at it. It's Dr. Duncan McCollum YouTube, and it gives you some really good exercises, ways to prepare yourself for the evening, and different positions to help you sleep right. So I hope you take a look at that. Sometimes there's different things to help you sleep, like soft music, noise machines. Um, some people like to listen to book on tape that will just distract them and turn off everything that's going on today and put them into a different type of position or zone where they can actually allow the mind and body to relax until they go to sleep. Sometimes some soft music is a good idea. Of course, if you eat anything sweet before bed, that could potentially keep you awake because the sugar will keep you awake. And then you want to, and a good idea is to have some protein before you go to bed, maybe a half hour before, have a little protein. That can also help you go to sleep. The protein, because the body, when it digests, it's going to satiate you. Um, and it's soporific. Food is soporific, which makes you go to sleep. Um, And just think about Peter Rabbit when Peter Rabbit got into Mr. McGregor's garden, he ate the lettuce and it had a soporific effect on him. That meant it made him sleepy, just like turkey eating Thanksgiving turkey does. So having the right kind of stuff in your stomach in the evening can really help you rest and relax a little bit more. Sugar and sweets is a bad idea. Protein is good. That's why even a glass of warm milk was good if you can tolerate milk, because milk has got so much protein in it, and the warmth soothes the body. Now, another thing that just will affect your overall health, and this has a lot to do with sleeping and everything, is eating healthy oils. So, we've been inundated for the last many years with all these man-made or synthetically made oils that are very, very unhealthy for us. Canola oil is one of the worst. It's made out of rape seeds, and then it's fermented, and then it's heated to odd, unterrible amount of heat, and then it's basically processed. They put flavoring and color in it. It's not good. If you ever get a chance, just Google how canola oil is made, watch that video, and then see if you want to have any in your body again. Because those oils get into your cell wall and your brain, by the way. Your brain is made of fat, and cholesterol is really good and important for you. So healthy oils, things like fish oil, um, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, those are really good oils. Some seed oils that aren't rancid are good. Like you can go to Andrea's Seed Oils and they have really good oil alternatives, so you can look into that. And then you can also look at what oils not to have. And some of those oils you don't want to have are cottonseed oils, the safflower oils, of course, canola oil, the all blend, polyunsaturated oils. These are all very bad, and all they're going to do is create havoc in your body. So you want to stay away from them as well. So now, healthy oils, like if a lot of people can decide that they want to help get their cell walls healthier, because remember what you eat is going into the cells, and the cell walls have to be healthy in order for you to absorb good nutrition through the cell wall. So sometimes people will get high quality olive oil. You can get it at some specialty shops and just take a shot every morning. And this might seem bad for you or hard, but if you chase it with a little organic um, orange juice or grapefruit juice, it will cut that oil taste, but it will also set your body up with the good, healthy oils it needs to replace the oils that you're burning to make energy all day. So that's another thing that you can do. I already talked about making sure you're drinking enough water. Now, a lot of times caffeine can be overutilized in the holiday season. People feel overstressed. So I want to encourage people to drink enough water. That's just so important. Coffee and alcohol and soft drinks. All right. Well, soft drinks demineralize the bone. We know that. And they're filled up with usually corn sugar these days in the United States. Of course, Bobby Kennedy's trying to get rid of that. The amount of diabetes coming from things associated with that kind of sugar is terrible, let alone other health problems. That sugar gets on your blood vessels. It gets in your, attaches to your red blood cells, and then they float around in the body and they create basically like sugar frosted flakes on those blood cells. And sugar frosted flakes have that crystal on them. When you have glycinated blood cells, it's like those crystals on sugar frosted flakes is the sugar excess that you're consuming that your body can't process that gets stuck to those red blood cells. And as they're floating around in the body, they scratch the capillary wall, causing the capillary to form scar tissue, which will narrow the orifice making sure that those blood cells can't get through there. That's only one red blood cell at a time can go through those capillaries, which are the smallest cells in the or vessels in the body. So you want to watch out for, that's another good reason to stay away from all these bad sugary drinks like the soft drinks and stuff like that. And alcohol itself turns to sugar. And of course, when you drink too much alcohol, it will actually affect your immune system. It affects your digestive system. The sugar is used to nourish you, which makes you not hungry. So you stop eating healthy foods, and that can cause your immune system to get very weak as well. So if you are going to drink any alcohol over the holidays, do it. Try to do it more socially, not chronically. Maybe this is a good time of year for you to take a look at bad habits and go, what am I going to do for the first of the year? A lot of times people have a sober January, and it's maybe something to take a look at. What is your body like when you eliminate these things that you feel like you're addicted to? And it doesn't have to be alcohol. It could be, you know, some kind of recreational drugs that you're doing or certain unhealthy foods that you're addicted to, and you just know, there's no time like the first of the year to set goals, because when you set goals, at least you know where you're heading. It's better than just kind of wandering around, wondering what's going on. So I encourage you to um, to set some good goals so that your body can become adapted to your environment in that way. All right, in that it can handle the environment that you are putting it in. A lot of times people these days seem to think that they have to adapt themselves to their environment, meaning that they're losing their self-determinism to be and do who they want to be and what they want to do in their life. I mean, I believe that we have ultimate ability to achieve anything that we want at this point. I'm a senior citizen. I'm 70 years old in a couple months, and I'm still doing my best to figure out what I want to do still in this time that I have on this planet. Whether it's 10 good years or more, um, I know that life is worth living. And if you don't take every day as a new day, then the chances of you having enjoyment is less. You really do make your destiny, and you can make things happen. That's why I'm talking to you about the holidays, because I just want you to prepare for them. Who are you going to be around? Is it family members? If you're, a lot of times the holidays are so traditional that groups of people, usually families, get together, and there is a dynamic in that group that may or may not be healthy. And there may be one or two people that just are not your favorite, and they upset you, they create stress for you. You dread or regret going to see them. You dread or regret the holidays for it. Maybe it brings on bad memories of days gone by and people lost. Um, but they're coming and going whether you like it or not, and you can decide to participate or not. But there still is a history of this time of year, time and time again, that can have a negative effect on you and your health. So what I'm trying to do is give you some ideas and thoughts on how you can actually potentially out create this. So simple steps, of course, work on your gut health. Make sure that you're taking digestive enzymes and or staying away from the bad sugars and starches. The snack food, stay away from the snack food. If you're going to do it at that moment of the holiday day. You don't have to make it a, snack food for the whole 2 months, because that's definitely going to affect your health. It's going to affect your energy. It's going to affect mental clarity, eating all this bad stuff. And we already have too much unhealthy stuff in our body. We need to start to reduce it. Set a schedule for when you're going to exercise and what kind of things that you want to do, whether it's walking, maybe going to a gym, maybe a sport. Like a lot of people are playing pickleball these days, but be careful. We see a lot of injuries of the elderly that get out there and don't have the right shoes on and they trip and fall. Make sure you get Court shoes if you're going to play. Don't ever go out in regular running shoes. You're likely to hurt yourself. I've seen it on the court. Um, but decide what exercises you're going to do and start the schedule now. If you're going to walk every day for 20 minutes after dinner, start now. And that way you can start to prepare your body for the upcoming holiday season, and you're already in the swing of it. If there's some good stretches that you can do, again, if you go online, McCollum, familychiropractic.com, and you can go to the different information on there and find some exercises. You can also go to Dr. Duncan McCollum YouTube. And by the way, follow me on YouTube if you would. Follow me on social media. It would be very helpful. Always forget to ask, but it would be very nice if you would do that, because not only does it help me get out into the community more, but maybe we will help one person become a little healthier by working with their ability to understand how to be healthy. Because I'm trying to just give you tips all the time. That's my goal. So we're talking about walking and stretching, staying away from the unhealthy foods, and eating healthy oils. Make sure that you're cooking, or, I can't imagine, and people are still eating margarine. Maybe they are. If you are, please, it's nickel injected canola oil with yellow dye in it, to make it, look good. And they inject it with nickel to harden it. And it's terrible stuff for you. There's nothing good in it at all. Any kind of artificial oils like that. And in fact, butter is really good for your immune system, by the way. Now, if you have health issues, or if you've maybe lost your gallbladder, or you have digestive issues, you can always come in for a free consultation and talk to me. Just call Dr. Duncan McCollum's office, 831-459-9990, and I'd love to talk to you about anything that we might be able to do to help you. Now, another thing to help you sleep, and also just to handle stress, is take a few minutes a day and just practice relaxation techniques, like even breathing. A lot of times I see people and they never really take a complete breath. They just have these shallow breathing, and they never fill their lungs all the way down to the bottom with all of the nutrients that they need. And excuse me, all the oxygen that they need. So there's carbon dioxide in our lungs that needs to get out, and we need to fill our lungs with good oxygen. So a really good technique is the 4-4-4 technique. Breathe in for 4 seconds very deeply, hold it for 4 seconds, and then let it out for 4 seconds. And this might be hard to do at first. You have to make sure your lungs are empty. Take a deep breath all the way down to your belly button. Think about breathing all the way down there. Hold it, and then blow it out, pursed through your lips for 4 seconds. And by doing this for maybe a minute a day or more, if you can, it's going to oxygenate your cells, oxygenate your blood, relax your brain, help all of the organs work better, and help regulate your endocrine system. So this breathing technique is so simple. It's something that you can do quite often. Now, stress also is just implied in the holiday season. So I want you to start thinking about tasks that you need to get done for the holiday and start to prioritize them. Lists are fantastic. Write down a priority of things that you need to get done in the next month, and then who you're going to contact, what you want to do in that context, whether whatever you might do over the holiday season or the end of the year, whatever your beliefs are or traditions are, they're either people that you're going to want to communicate or not. But how do you want to enjoy that time with them? Is it something like just writing them a postcard, or some kind of card that's saying, hey, I'm thinking about you? Are you going to have to get them something to exchange a gift with them? If so, don't wait till the last day. We've all done that. I still do it. Or I have to run out and forget about one last thing. But start to make lists and prioritize everything you need to do for the first of the year. So let's think beyond the holiday and go January 1st is a new year, 2026. I've got these goals set for the year. I want to be healthier. I want to lose weight. I want to change my diet. I want to write a book. I want to spend more time with my kids, my parents, my friends, my siblings. I want to earn more money. I want to pay off my bills. Any and all of these things are in your brain anyway. They're swirling around like alphabet soup. And that is so stressful when they're just churning and there's no time. You don't know when they're going to come up and hit you and go, okay, now's the time to do something about this. So start writing down lists and then prioritize what is the, senior things that you got to get done and timeline it. I have to have this done in 2 weeks. I have to have this done by the holidays. I have to have this done by the first. Maybe you need to look at your taxes and go, gosh, if you're in business, do I need anything for my business? How do I talk to my bookkeeper or accountant and go, how can I minimize my taxes? What can I do? Because taxes are stressful. Maybe you need a new piece of equipment or something like that. Um, so that's another one of those things that you just want to really pay attention to. So setting goals for the holidays and then for the first of the year are really important. How are you going to start the first of the year? We have a lot of programs here that we do. We have the 7-week detox program that starts. We usually start that on the 15th of January, and it's based on my book, Turn Back Your Biological Clock. It's a 7-week fasting program that you walk through very easily and gently so that you can actually have sustainable progress. And we started at the 15th because most of the time people have their goals for the first of the year and then they set their resolutions and they break them by the 12th. So we start ours on the 15th to give us that little edge where we can be sure to um, achieve our goals or be much more likely to achieve our goals. So this is Dr. Duncan McCollum, McCollum Wellness Radio. I'm just talking to you about the end of the year and things that you can do to prepare so you can be healthier and boost your immune system mainly because we don't want you to be taken down by some of the colds and flus and viruses that just seem to accompany the holidays. People bring them with you. The cold weather affects your already vulnerable immune system, and all you need is one event to turn you over the edge. A healthy body and a healthy mind is much less likely to get affected by the environment than a unhealthy body and an unhealthy mind. So start working on your body now. Your digestive system, your gut health is so important. Just start staying away from the foods that are toxic. Start to eat fresh foods from the organic section. It's not that much more expensive. You might think it is, but what happens when you start to eat well and eat less often because when your body has real nutrients, it won't need as much food. When you're eating empty calories, you need to eat more and more, but you're spending more money on this junky food that is not really giving you any sustainability. So the idea is to start to eat healthier foods that have more purchase power for your body to function well. So that would be my food eating tip for you. And even when you're eating holiday foods, if you do, stay away from the sugars as much as you can. Maybe you want to enjoy a little bit. Don't overindulge, but eat the proteins and the vegetables. Stay away from processed food, please. It's like the one of the worst things that happened to the United States was this processed food thing. It's put us to where we're rated 47th in the world by some factors, 80th in the world by others, of other countries being healthier than us. Some of the foods we have here that aren't even allowed in other countries, you know, countries a lot less wealthy than ours. So we really want to pay attention to what we're putting into our body. So holiday budget, what is it that you can afford for the holiday? Do you need to start putting away a little bit now so that you're prepared for the holiday? Um, what kind of things and gifts might you need to buy other people? Can you make stuff? Karen, my girlfriend, makes most of her presents because she likes to, and there's so much time and thought put into it that, we're so used to going out and spending money on stuff that people may not need because it's the gift exchange. And why not do something more meaningful, And less is more oftentimes in this arena. So figure out, and this takes a lot of time, I understand, and some forethought, and maybe you don't have time to have forethought, but set yourself some kind of monetary budget for the holiday season and stick to it as close as you can. And then also, when you take a look at the holiday, there's people that you are around or going to be around that are toxic. Maybe they're not to themselves and maybe not to other people, but somehow the chemistry between you and these people and the history behind it has not come to a resolution. And every time you see or meet each other, this internal turmoil, whether it shows on your face or not, actually happens, and it affects your endocrine system. It shuts down your rest and digest mechanism and turns on the fight or flight mechanism. It makes you unhappy. It makes you cranky, and it shuts down your immune system, so you're more likely to feel um, or get sick. You may be more vulnerable to those things that come around. So maybe they're unavoidable, but I encourage you to be kind. Remember vitamin G. Vitamin G is 100% gratitude. We have a lot of it here at the office. Not only in every one of our staff members are you going to find gratitude, but we have bottles of gratitude laying all over the office. You can come in and just pick some up. What a great present to give people. Come get some gratitude to put under the Christmas tree or under the holiday tree. Or what a great way to share the gift of wealth and health is by expressing gratitude. By the way, gratitude's free. And what I do is I wake up in the morning as often as I can do this. Sometimes I forget. Think of 10 things that I'm grateful for. Sometimes I can only think of one because I'm in a hurry. But I try to do that and set the chemistry in my brain for gratitude. And then when I get to work, I want to express gratitude to my staff that are here already helping people feel better. I express gratitude to my patients that come in and trust us to keep them healthy. I when I go to the coffee shop, I always make sure to try to improve the look on people's face or the people that are serving me and make them know that make them feel important, that I find that they're important. You never know how far an act of kindness might go. That person may be on the brink of despair, and your lack of attention to them or your generous gratitude approach to them could make or break their day. So I always want to do my best to help people if I can. That's my whole purpose in life. Since I walked out of when I was carried into a chiropractor's office, hadn't walked in 3 days or 3 weeks, terrible pain after 8 years of a broken back I didn't know I had. And I walked out for the first time in 3 weeks, but I also realized that something had happened that day. Something occurred at that moment that changed my life forever. And that was that something can be done about any condition. My life was changed. That condition, my back pain lessened to a point where I could walk out. And it was just done with this doctor's hands, Dr. Anthony York. And I'll never forget him. And in fact, when I opened this practice here, I practiced with him for quite a while. When I opened this practice on April 8th, 2013, I'd been in practice many years elsewhere. That was my dad's 100th birthday date. He had passed away at 91, but on April 8th, 2013, that would have been his 100th birthday. That's when I opened the doors here, and I have so much gratitude for my father. That day, Dr. Anthony York, out of the blue, walked by the office and came in. He'd been retired for some time, and I kind of looked at that as just some kind of a sign that I was doing something right. Because here's the guy that saved me walking into the office that we are putting together to try to extend a hand out to the community to see what we can do to help others. So we're getting close to the end of the hour here. I want to encourage you, if you have different health problems that you're just sick and tired of, if you want to get ready for the holidays, we've got time. We can see you, probably get you in this week. Call 831-459-9990. We have a $49 special on the soft wave therapy treatment that you've probably heard about, the stem cell machine. We'll include a laser treatment with that. We actually do our peripheral neuropathy evaluation, which is 8 different tests on the peripheral nerves. We do a complete set of digital x-rays. We do actually one of our stem cell treatments, our laser treatment, so you can experience it. And we have you come back for a complete evaluation and recommendations if we think we can help you. If we don't, we'll let you know. We also have a special where you can come in and get a complete set of x-rays and just talk to me. No treatment involved, but for $37 right now till the end of the year, you can come in and get a complete set of digital x-rays and sit down and see if we can help you. We are very busy. We're helping people that want to have a change in their life. And if we think we can help you, we'll let you know. But you never know till you show up. So I encourage you to call us, 831-459-9990. This show will be up on my website, Dr. Duncan McCollum, my YouTube channel. Please go there and follow me. Tell your friends. I also have Dr. Duncan, or see, McCollum Wellness Radio is my radio show. It's McCollum Wellness Radio Podcast. You can definitely listen to that in your car. Send it to people that might need to hear it. I'm here to help. I enjoy helping people in the community, and I would love to see if we can help you. Please give a call, 831-459-9990. This is Dr. Duncan McCollum in Capitola, chiropractor, 36 years in practice, helped tens of thousands of people in my practice already, and I want to see what we can do to help you and your family. So give us a call, 831-459-9990, right here in the heart of Capitola. We'd love to see you and meet you and see what we can do to help you enjoy the holiday season and get ready for the first of the year. All right, well, you have a great, fantastic day. And this is Dr. Duncan McCollum checking out. I'll be here next week. Thank you.